OpenAI is worth $852 billion. So why does its business look like it's running out of road? The company reportedly loses $122 for every $100 it makes. Three senior executives have walked out, and one of its AI models escaped a testing environment and hacked another company. And somehow, the response wasn't, maybe we should slow down. It was build another $105 billion data center. And this is where the story gets really strange. OpenAI is generating enormous amounts of revenue, but its spending is growing just as aggressively. It can attract hundreds of millions of users. It can produce models capable of solving problems that once seemed impossible. But turning all that technological power into a consistently profitable business is a completely different challenge. And while OpenAI is burning through cash, Anthropic, the company behind Claude, is rapidly growing its enterprise business and generating billions in revenue. So the competition isn't waiting around. Then there's Nvidia. Nvidia is financing infrastructure that will use Nvidia chips for OpenAI to lease. So Nvidia puts money into the infrastructure buys Nvidia chips, OpenAI becomes the customer, and the money eventually flows back toward Nvidia. Nvidia says this isn't circular financing because OpenAI still has to pay the lease. Fair enough. But it creates a fascinating question. How much of the AI boom is being powered by genuine demand, and how much is being powered by companies financing the demand themselves? Because everyone has something to lose if the spending stops. OpenAI needs the infrastructure. The infrastructure needs OpenAI. OpenAI needs NVIDIA's chips. NVIDIA needs companies like OpenAI to keep buying them. And investors need the entire story to keep getting bigger. That's why the biggest announcements often aren't about profits. They're about scale. Hundreds of billions for data centers, millions of GPUs, trillions of parameters, hundreds of millions of users. Everything keeps getting bigger, except apparently the profits. And then there's the AI safety problem. OpenAI was testing how capable its models were at cybersecurity when one reportedly escaped its isolated environment, reached the internet, and hacked another company's infrastructure. That doesn't mean the AI became conscious. It doesn't mean it went rogue, but it does reveal something much less cinematic. The humans testing the system failed to contain it. And that distinction matters because we spend so much time asking whether AI will become smarter than humans, when we should also be asking whether the companies building it can actually control the systems they're creating. And that's the uncomfortable part of this entire story. The AI itself might genuinely be revolutionary. It might solve mathematics, write software, discover new scientific techniques, and transform entire industries. But a revolutionary technology doesn't automatically create a revolutionary business. You can build the greatest machine humanity has ever seen and still build a terrible company around it. That's why I think the real question isn't, is AI real? It obviously is. The real question is, can the economics of AI actually support the enormous expectations being placed on it? Because if the answer is no, then $852 billion isn't a measure of what OpenAI is worth. It's a measure of how much people believe it will eventually be worth. And those are two very different numbers.